So hello all, hope you all are doing well and good. And in today's video, we are going to discuss about Special Marriage Act 1954. So this act provides a special medium or forum for marriage or of marriage for people of India and all Indian nationals who are living in foreign countries. Okay, so what this act does is that this act provides the privilege to interreligion marriages, which means that the people, irrespective of their religion or caste or faith, can marry under this act. So under such marriage, no religious ceremonies are required, and it is performed by such marriages are performed by marriage officers who are appointed by the government. Now, the parties who are under this marriage should give a notice to marriage officer, and this information is written in register maintained by him. And a public notice, you must know that a public notice of this information is given to marriage officers, and the objections are invited if there are any. The duration of submitting the objections is 30 days from the date of publication of the notice. If somebody files an objection, then the disposal of same is made by marriage officer, and the marriage is performed after 30 days of the duration when the notice is bring into the public, and before expiry of 2 months from the publication of notice. Now, before marriage, the bride and groom and 3 witness shall sign a declaration in the form specified. Now, there should be bridegroom and 3 other people who should be witness of the marriage. Now, so these are the basic rules. Now, let's talk about some other conditions of a valid marriage under Special Marriage Act of 1954. Now, Section 4 of Special Marriage Act lays down some conditions or put forward some condition for a valid marriage, and these conditions are that any person in India and all Indian nationals in foreign countries. Okay, so that it can be any person of India or all Indian nationals who are in foreign countries. Now, at the time of marriage, the age of a bridegroom shall be at least 21 years, and the bride should be at least 21 years as well. Now, it was 18 before, but now Supreme Court has changed the age of marriage for women. Now it is 21 only. Now, a third condition is that any two-person people belonging to different religion may marry under this act without changing their religion. So you must know that Special Marriage Act does not require any change in religion for marrying. Now, fourth condition is neither bride nor groom should have any living spouse at the time of marriage. Now, fifth point is that any widow or widower or a divorcee may can perform a marriage under this act. Okay, now you must know that so these rules are same as the rules which are followed under Hindu Marriage Act. We have done a video on that as well. You must know that neither party should be incapable of giving a valid consent in consequence of unsoundness of mind. Okay. Now, seventh condition is neither party should be suffering from any mental disorder of such kind or to such an extent as it could be unfit for the procreation of children or for marriage. Now, eighth condition is that neither party should be suffering from any incurable insanity. The ninth condition is that parties should not be within degrees of prohibited relationship unless custom or usage permits such marriage. So, so now let's just go back. As we discussed that for registration, both the parties are supposed to be present after the submission of documents for issuing of public notice for inviting objections. Now, this notice is posted on the notice board of the office, of the marriage registration office, and the same notice is also sent to the bride and groom and their families. Now, registration is done 30 days after the date of issuing this notice. You must know this, and the notice is also sent to STM during the time period of those 30 days in which registration is done, during which registration is done. Now, on the date of registration, both the parties, along with three family members or friends, are required to be as in evidence on the date of registration. So, this is what happens on the date of registration. So, they are basically both the parties, along with three family members or friends, as witnesses to be an evidence on the date of registration. So, now let's discuss about hurdles of this act. So, Section 5 of this Act requires at least one of the parties to reside in the district during the period of those 30 days immediately preceding the date on which such notice is given to the marriage officer of the district. So this is a problem that this could be a hurdle sometimes, that after uh, the proceeding has been started, uh, it requires any one party to reside in a district, reside in the district for that period of time, for those 30 days. So this is a hurdle. Section 5 of this act says so. Now, Section 6 of this act says that if either of the party is not permanent resident, it continues Section 5. So, if Section 6 says that if either of the parties is not a permanent resident in the district in which notice has been given, then the marriage officer has to send the notice to marriage officer of that district in which the party may have a permanent residence to publicize it. Now, I hope these two sections are clear to you. Now, let's discuss about Section 7. Now, Section 7 enables any person before the expiry of 30 days from the date on which such notice has been published to object the marriage. Anyone can object it during that period of 30 days. Okay? It has to be done before the expiry of 30 days. Now, let's talk about Section 8. Now, Section 8 requires the marriage officer to inquire into objections which have been made under Section 7 during those 30 days and satisfy himself that it does not prevent the solemnization of the marriage. Now, let's discuss about Section 19. Now, Section 19 is punitive in character as the marriage is solemnized. Under this Act, any of member of an undivided family who professes Hindu religion, Buddhism, who follows Buddhism or Sikh religion or Jainism shall be deemed to effect his severance from such a family. Now here is a fact that in Haryana, the particular notice which is put into the office has to be published in the newspaper, and that such notices are to be sent to their parents as well. Whereas in the Maharashtra, Department of Registration and Stamps publicly shares the details of these couples on its websites, from where communal elements can access them and start threatening the couples. So now you see, we are talking from the perspective of cybercrime. Now, when personal or private details are being shared publicly, these details can be used in order to threaten someone. So these details are very sensitive, so these should not be shared. So this is an issue. Now let's come on to the conclusion. So basically, conclusion is revision of the Special Marriage Act. So the Special Marriage Act is an act with the provision for civil marriages for people of India and all Indian nationalists who are living in foreign countries, in any other country, irrespective of their caste, religion, faith, followed by either of the party. So anyone, so people of two different castes can also marry. Now, according to this act, the couples have to serve a notice with relevant documents to the marriage officer before 30 days of the intended date of marriage. And now let's talk about registration. Registration of both the parties are required to be present after the submission of documents for issuance of public notice inviting objections. Now let's discuss about grounds of divorce under Special Marriage Act. Now Section 27 of the Special Marriage Act of 1954 provides the conditions both for husband and wife who are seeking for the dissolution of marriage against each other. Now one party, either husband or wife, can file a petition for divorce on the grounds on some certain grounds. Now these grounds are that whether there has been any intercourse with any other person other than his or her spouse. Secondly, if either husband or wife has deserted his husband or wife continuously for 2 or more years. Now, if anyone is undergoing an imprisonment for 7 years or more for an offense as defined in the IPC. Now, if anyone has threatened the petitioner with cruelty, or there had been incurably of unsound mind, or has been suffering continuously or intermittently from mental disorder of such a kind to such an extent that is unfit for the petitioner. If anyone has been suffering from any venereal disease of communicable nature, then this is also a ground of divorce under Special Marriage Act. If any of the party has not been heard of being alive for a period of 7 years or more, if there has been no resumption of cohabitation between the parties for a period of 1 year or more after the passing of an order for judicial separation, and if there has been no restitution of conjugal rights between the parties for a period of 1 year or more after passing of an order for restitution of conjugal rights. Now let's discuss about the grounds of divorce that are only available to wife. Now wife may seek divorce from her husband on the following grounds: if the husband has indulged in rape, bestiality and sodomy, and if there is no cohabitation for 1 year or more after the husband neglects the judgment made under Section 18 of Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act, or in a proceeding under under Section 125 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, under Section 125 of CRPC, or under corresponding Section 488 of the Code of Criminal Procedure 1895, awarded to wife by the code. Now let's talk about divorce by mutual consent. Now grounds for divorce by mutual consent in Special Marriage Act are provided in Section 28. If both husband and wife are not able to live together and they have mutually agreed that the marriage should be dissolved, or if they have not been able to live together, then they can file a divorce under mutual consent. There's another case when both husband and wife have been living separately for a period of 1 year or more, as it was provided in grounds of divorce which are available to wife. So these were 3 grounds of divorce by mutual consent. So this was all for today, and I hope that the topic is understood to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Keep learning. Thank you. But before going, let me give you 2 questions. The first question is, what are the conditions of valid marriage under Special Marriage Act and what are the conditions of void marriage under Special Marriage Act of 1954. Thank you and have a great day.